What's going on, guys? So something amazing just happened recently. We just hit 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. You guys are freaking amazing. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would ever make it this far, that I would ever hit 1,000 subscribers by making videos for Animation Throwdown. Thank you guys so much for all of the love and support. So to mark the occasion, we're going to do a very special video today. A lot of people were requesting to see a deck reveal. Unfortunately, my decks are constantly changing, and also we're in the middle of a rumble, so I can't do a deck reveal right now. Maybe I'll do something about a deck reveal, or like how to set up a deck in a deck building guide soon. What I can do though is I'm going to do a full inventory reveal, so I'm going to show you every single card I have in my inventory. On top of that, we're also going to be doing a bunch of special polls as well. I've been saving up some challenge tokens for several rounds of challenges, so we'll be doing a lot of those. Do some stone pulls, and we're going to end off on a mythic pull as well, so stay tuned for all of that. But first off, we're going to start off with my inventory reveal. So as you can see here, I currently have 273 cards in total. We're going to start out by looking at all of my quad fused legendary cards first, and then we'll start looking at the other stuff. So starting out here, as you can see, I've got one quad absinthe. That's an OG card. It was a pretty good defensive card. Combos are kind of hit and miss, but it's not terrible. That's why I held on to it. Got an Antichrist, which is really good for armed. I really do like that card. My Arcturian for fighter was one of my go-tos. It usually just sits on the bench now for me, though. Speaking of fighter, I got a couple Arlen YMTAs. As you can see, haven't really had a chance to max them out yet because watts kind of are an issue, so saving the watts for current decks. I am currently working, though, on maxing out my inventory now, so hopefully next time I do one of these videos, everything will be maxed out and done. I have quite a few quad fused bandits here, as you can see, so pretty good on animal there. Bandit's probably my favorite animal item for attacking because it's the hardest hitting one. Also makes some great combos. Moving along, I got my Bazanga Bazooka for armed, another great card. Got that quad fused, which is nice. Got my Bender Army here. I think I have 5 of him, or no, 6 of him quad fused. Reason I have some at 5, some at 6 is the only, if you go to max out Bender to 6, all it does is grant you 1 more payback damage, and that cost 1,000 watts to do that, so I didn't think that was worth 1,000 watts at the time to max them out, so I'm kind of leaving them at the end there when everything else is already kind of leveled up that's got their attacks and stuff. I can start maxing them out then. Till then, it's not worth 1,000 watts to me to get that 1 point of payback on them. Moving down the line, my next card will have my first pre-combo here, Bender's Clowns. Pretty great pre-combo. It's pretty tanky there. I got a crap ton of HP, good wall, good cripple all, and some bombs. So pretty good way to go there. Moving down the line, we got for Educated, Bending School. I got 2 of those quad fused. You're going to see quite a lot of use of these 2 cards here during the current Rumble match going on. Moving down the line now for music, I got my Big Mountain Fudge Cakes. I got 4 quads of that. One of my favorite ones to use for attacking for that because it makes some pretty great combos. Down the line further, I got 2 quad build Dotreebs. Wish I would have had more of him because he makes some great combos, especially for Educated. He makes High School Bill. I don't think I'm running him currently, but who knows? Rumble just started. I might be running him later on. We'll see. But yeah, moving down that line even further, we got 3 Blurns Balls. I'll be honest with you, as far as items go for Athletic, Blurns Ball has got to be one of the worst. The only reason I keep these is because Athletic is probably my weakest Battleground effect, my weakest trait. I don't have many cards for it. Never really bought into it any of the times it's been around, so I hold on to what I have so I can make somewhat of a deck. Moving down the line, I got my Bobbies here. I got 4 quad fuses of him. Still need to finish 2 of them out, but hey, at least they're quad. It's something. Next up is the Booty Shakin' Drunk. That's my next pre-combo. That's one of the ones where I kind of like half regret getting that box, because it's not a horrible pre-combo, but it's also not great either. Like, this will sit in my inventory unused pretty much almost all the time unless Drunk Battleground effect is going on. Like, I don't even know if I use it in my Family Guy deck. I might use it because it's drunk and I run a lot of Peters, but I honestly can't remember if I run him or not, because his skills, his Motivate only does go to drunk cards, so it's kind of wasted outside of a drunk deck, and his stats are just whatever. They're not horrible, but they're not great either. His other skills don't support too much as a pre-combo, so yeah, he sits on my bench most of the time. Here are some that don't sit on my bench, though. My Boy Witch Steves. I love these guys. They are usually in a defense deck if I need to fill it out with some pre-combos, because it's got a good amount of HP, a crap ton of payback, leech, and craze, so I do not regret that box at all. I love both of these, especially during the Disguise Battleground effect. They're going to be in my deck for sure. And of course, you guys know I love my Brian statues. Got my 2 Brian statues there, love those guys. We got that 11 bodyguard, that 12 wall, that 8 motivate, and a crap ton of health. I love my Brian statues. Those are always in one of my decks. Whether it's offense, defense, I find a way to work these guys in. Moving down the line, we got my Brian the Home Invader Lewis for fighter. I got 4 quads of him. So he's another really good one for fighter. He's got pretty good stats. He also's got that craze and that gas, and he makes some pretty good combos. So I'm glad I got the 4 quads of that. We got 2 bunny costumes here. I'll be honest, they are usually just sitting in my inventory taking up space. I don't think I ever use them. I maybe might use them on defense when Disguise rolls around, because it does have a lot of HP. They're not doing much attack-wise, but they can make some tanky combos, so I might work them in for that. I don't know. I'll be honest though, I'm not the biggest fan of the bunny costume. Next up is Buzzsaw. That is a great one for defense on art. It's got a lot of HP, it's got payback, it's got jab, and it can make some pretty fun combos. We got the Candy Cane gun over here from Armed. Got a quad fuse of that. Keep that around because as far as Armed goes, I had a lot of the old OG Armed cards last Rumble, and it made making a good deck kind of difficult. So trying to load up on some of the newer stuff just so that I can have a more balanced deck. Next pre-combo is Cartel Klaus, another fantastic one to run on defense. It's got a good amount of HP. It's got hijack. It's got gas. It's got leech. Pretty good tanky card. It usually makes my defense decks if I need a filler card for a PC. Cat Launcher I keep as well for Armed because it's a great defensive one with 63 HP. It also makes some pretty good combos. The attack stats on the combos usually aren't too hot with the 4 attack, but they are tanky as hell. Not to mention this card has some pretty good skills on its own, so even if it's not comboing, it's dishing out some damage. Got the Cock Gun as well. I need to finish maxing that out by the time Arm rolls around again, but it's a pretty decent item to have. It's not an OG one, it's not the newest round either, but it's in the middle there, so it's still pretty good. It's got gas, it's got hijack, so it works pretty well on defense, and it can make some good combos. Got my Chicken Fight army here, as I'm sure you guys remember from a lot of my Siege videos, so I got 4 of those suckers there. Pretty good card. I like my Brian statues better, but still, I love my Chicken Fights, especially during Fighter. They came in clutch. I have a couple Chris Griffins here. I don't really use them that much because of synergy between other combos, but he occasionally makes the deck. Got a couple Christabel's paintings. You saw quite a bit of use of those two during the art battleground effect for those Rumble matches. Pretty good card for that, makes some good combos. It's nice and tanky. It's got bodyguard, which is always nice. Got some heal all to art and some punches, so pretty good card. Got my quad Deers with Guns for Armed. This one makes some really good combos, so I'm glad I have the quad of that. It's got hijack, and it's got 52 HP, so it's pretty good on defense as well. Next up, I got 3 Diamond Crushers here. Once again, part of my fighter deck. Works alright on defense with 51 HP. Its other stats are just alright, nothing too special. The jab's not bad to break through walls and shields, and it does have boost so it can get stronger. It's mainly in there because it's a fighter item and I can make combos with it. Next up, I got 3 Doomsday devices for my Arm deck. That is one of my favorite ones to run on offense for items because it makes a lot of good combos and it's not too bad when it comes to the attack stat. Next, I got my Down to the Bone pre-combos for Animal. I got 2 of these guys. They were great during Animal with all that punch and leech going on, and they were able to get stronger because of that boost skill there, so they were pretty good. Next, we got my Dr. Amy Wongs. I got 3 of them right here. She has been getting pretty good. She's been getting some pretty great support combos. I remember during Armed, she got her best one then, one of her best ones with that Whale Hunter. So she's got some good combos. I'm glad I got 3 of her there. She also works great on defense as a character for that bodyguard and that HP. Moving down the line, I got 4 quad maxed out Eugene Belchers. He got a lot of use during the music bonus, and I'm actually using him a lot during right now for the Educated as well. So pretty good card to have. I'm glad I have 4 of him. Moving down the line, we got my quad Fart School Jimmy Jr. That was my Rumble reward prize for taking first place last Rumble with WOG. Really glad I got that because I needed one more good music item, and this just so happened to be it because it's got a good HP, it's a healer, which is always nice, and it made the newer combo, so kind of glad I got that and maxed him out. He's been getting some good use. Next up, I got a few Ghost Boys over here for art. Another good one for the items there. Got that Cripple All, that Leech. I usually run these two during art. It's a pretty good card. Next up, I got an OG one here for armed gingerbread guns. That usually goes into the defense deck because of its stats, though it does make some pretty good combos. If you got a Peggy, that will make the paddling Peggy, so if you want to be dishing out some damage, not a bad way to go there. I have 4 quad fused Hanks over here. One of them still sitting at 5 instead of being maxed out. Reason I didn't finish him is similar to Bender's situation. All he gains for 1,000 watts is just 1 HP and 1 sheer all to King of the Hill. So I didn't feel like that was really worth 1,000 of my watts. So he's going to just sit there at level 5 until I have nothing else to use watts on. I have 2 maxed out Hatchet Boomhowers here. Pretty good during armed. Outside of that though, kind of just sits in the inventory. Stats are way too low to really use him otherwise, so he just kind of sits there. High School Bill, I got my quad fuse from last time Educated was around. Once again, this one is really good on defense. It usually sits in my inventory though, because I have enough pre-combos to fill out a deck, but he's been getting some work now that Educated has started again for the current Battleground effect, so he's seeing some fights now, which is good. Got my 2 Hip Hop Bobs. Once again, you saw them a lot during the last Rumble. They did make the deck for that because it is the Music Battleground effect. Outside of the Battleground effect though, they're usually on the bench unless I'm hitting Bob's Burgers or something in Siege. I have my 3 Holographic Washingtons for art. I think I use them. They actually might be on the bench now, to be honest, because I have enough art cards where I have options. So there was a time where I ran all 3 of them. I don't remember if I run them now, just for combo synergy, but it's not a bad card. 49 HP, it's got Bodyguard and Hijack, and Cheer All the Art, so it's not a bad card by any means. It's just a matter of what works well in your deck. Next up, we got the Quad Fused I Am Mona, another OG kind of card for music, for the pre-combo there. Once again, she's another one that usually sits in my inventory when the Battleground effect's not going on, but she has been getting quite a bit of use during the Music Battleground effect right now, because she has a lot of HP, she crazes, and she leeches, so not a bad card by any means, but she is a little dated. I have my Quad Iraq Lobster for Animal, so another good item in there. I have 4 Jelly Bean Schnapps. We getting tipsy here. Them Jelly Beans, keep those because they are still arguably one of the best items to have for drunk, because they still make a lot of good combos, and it is tanky as hell at 48 HP, and it has that gas and hijack, so it's great on defense. Moving down the line further, I got 2 Jimmy Jr. horse costumes here for disguise for my items. Makes a few good combos. It's also got some nice skills there with the Bodyguard and the Motivate to disguise cards, so I got those. I got 1 Quad Fuse Klaus Heisler for American Dad there. He's definitely tanky for defense, doesn't do much of anything on offense because he only has 4 attack. I'll be honest, he usually just sits in the inventory and I don't ever really use him much. That might change at some point if I need a good tanky combo, but for now he kind of just sits here. I got 2 Klein's Beers here for my drunk deck. They usually are sitting in the inventory too, but they did get some new combos added last time drunk was around, so they might still find some use in the future for me. Once again, reason I only have 1 at 5, 1 at 6, all this gains by leveling up 1 level is literally 2 Recover and 2 Cheer All to drunk, which I'm not paying 1,000 watts for that, so it's staying at 5. Next up, I have my knife-wielding SEAL army here. I got 4 of these guys, 59 HP. And that Punch, that Craze, got a nice tanky animal card here that's great on defense, so got 4 of those to save when Animal rolls back around for a defense deck. I have 1 Quad Linda Belcher. Reason she's only at level 1 is I literally just made her last night. I had quite a few watts and I wanted to make as many of my inventory quad fused as I could to show off in this video, so that's why she's at level 1 there. We just made her. So Linda is another one that kind of just sits in my inventory. I don't really ever use her, but now that I have the quad, who knows, I might throw her into a deck at some point. We got 2 long stick with Sharp Rocks for armed here that are maxed out. This is an OG armed card. It's mostly on defense because of its stats there, but it can make some good combos on offense. The problem with armed though for the OG ones versus the new is there's not a lot of good synergy, so it's kind of hard to build a good deck when you're splitting the items between new and old. So I'm trying to focus a bit more on the newer, so anytime I draw long sticks now, because of that synergy problem, I usually recycle them. Just FYI. Not saying you should, because legendaries are hard to come by for a lot of people, so if you are short on legendaries, don't be recycling legendaries, but if you're overflowing with them and you need some watts and you need something to burn, not a bad one to burn in my opinion. Next up, we got my Megs here, another pretty good one on defense. She's got 51 HP, which is not like great. It's not horrible, it's not great, but I like her skills. She has the 11 payback and 12 cripple, and she does have a high starting out attack, so even in a Rumble defense deck, she'll be dealing out some damage before she gets dropped. Next up, I got the Mr. Business item for animal there, so that's probably my least favorite animal item, to be honest, because it creates a few problems for synergy for combos in a deck, but it's there, I have the option. Next up, I got my quad Mr. Frond for Educated. Pretty good tanky one on defense, and it's got some shield all to Educate. It's not a bad card at all for Educated. Napkin Art's up next for Art there. Also another kind of tanky one on defense. It's got Bodyguard, it's got Leech, and it's got quite a bit of HP. Got my troop here, my theater troop for Nibbler on the Roof. Got 3 of him maxed out there. Pretty good one on defense for music, especially because he's got that leash and that punch. The only thing I don't like is how they did not give a combo to Luis with him. The only freaking card they didn't add a new combo with really was messing with my decks for synergy. Not a fan of that. I have a October Brew there, Quad Fuse maxed out of it. Pretty good one for Drunk. They added quite a few combos for it this last time around, so I was happy about that. It's got a good amount of HP. Not so much attack. This is more of a support card. She's got the Motivate, you got the Wall, and you got the Leech there. So this is more defensive and support. I have a couple oldies with goodies here. You saw these during my music fights during last Rumble. It's a pretty good card, pretty balanced stats. It's got some good skills though. It's got the Payback, the Hijack, the Bodyguard, so pretty good music card. I have my One Art Please pre-combo there. That was, I think, one of my first pre-combos I got back in the day. I think it was pre-combo number 3 maybe that I got, 3 or 4, one of the earliest ones. Not a bad one to have it. Once again, usually sits in my inventory though unused unless art's going on, or if I need it in Siege for something, but it's not bad. It's got a decent attack, it's got decent HP, it does have Craze and Hijack, which is nice, but normally it's benched for me normally. Got 2 Party in the Beer Tanks here for when Drunk's going on. Pretty nice attack card there, especially for Family Guy if you're running a Viking Peter deck. Oh man, is it a good card to get a good hard-hitting Viking Peter on that. It's also got some heal to Drunk cards, so it's a good support card. Speaking of Peter and Drunk combos and all that, I got 4 Pawtucket Patriot Ales to make that Drunk Peter set up there. So, got 4 of those bad guys lined up waiting in the wings. I also have 2 personalized beer mugs. As you can see, I am stacked in Drunk. Speaking of stacked and Drunk, look at my Peter army here. Look at that. How many was that? Let's count those out. Oh, too far. Let's count those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 quad fused Peters, and they are all maxed out. Alright, and then I also have some Peters drawings here. I got 2 of them for art. And then here's another army I have going on here. I'm setting up my Fry army. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quad fused Fries. So I'm building that Fry army as well. So once Disguise rolls around, I'm gonna have a Robot Fry army deck. Could also have a Super Dance Squad army deck if I wanted to with all the music cards I have. We got Pimp My Sleigh. Speaking of the music there, I got 2 of them here that are maxed out quad. Pretty good one you saw some use of during my music fights. I usually run him on defense because he's got 49 HP there. And he's got some pretty good defensive skills, but he also can work on offense as well for some synergy stuff. Next card is my Principal Shepherd for Educated. It's a pretty good attack one. Wouldn't really want to run it on defense though. Kind of low HP. It does have Bodyguard though, which is nice. Next up is Professor Baxter. This one's probably my least favorite Educated card, just because the combo synergy for it among cards I would want to run is kind of crap. That being said though, it does have some good stats there for defense at 57 HP, and it does heal all to Educated too, so it's not bad by itself, but I don't like a lot of the combos it makes for the synergy. Next up is my quad push-ups for Athletic. I did say Athletic is probably my weakest Battleground effect trait. Didn't say I didn't have anything for it, just don't have much. The push-ups, it's actually a pretty good card. It by itself it's kind of weak, but the combos you can make with it are top-notch. You can make the Wingnut Leela, Wingnut Amy. I think it makes a good combo with Fry. I forget if it's Death Rolling or if it's his buff Fry. I just remember it makes a good combo with Fry for it too. And then we got Rapture Stand here for the pre-combo. This was my very first pre-combo card I ever got. It was a single for the longest time before I was finally able to actually max him out. And honestly, outside of Armed, Rapture Stand never sees the light of day. It is probably the worst investment pre-combo wise I have ever made on this game. His stats are completely outdated. His HP is way down there. He doesn't have that much craze. All he has is the boost, so he usually just sits it out and does not do much work for me these days. Next up, I have 3 quad Rogers here, so can have a little bit of a setup there for American Dad. Roger's not a bad one to have on defense, in a defense deck for Rumble or anything, because he does have 10 payback. His HP is above 40, which isn't horrible, and he's got some cripple all and jab, so not a bad character by any means. Speaking of Roger, I have 3 quad fuses of his closet here. Same thing, why one of them here is at 1, and I have 2 that are maxed. Literally just made that quad last night just to make showing off the inventory a little bit easier to show all the cards. Next up, we have Roger's Sexy Shorts. I got 2 quad fuses of that. Really good one to run on defense for Disguise. It's got a lot of HP, got a lot of wall, and it shields all the Disguise as well. Not to mention, if I combo another card, he gains 11 more HP, so he can become a tank. I also got a few Sacrificial Robot Goats here for Animal. Another pretty good offensive card there. As you can see, I did go pretty hard in Animal, and I have a full Animal deck to show for it. I do have a couple Sad Clowns here for Art. It's another pretty good item for Art there. Stat-wise, it's pretty balanced. It's got some nice skills. I think I don't remember if I run these or if I leave them on the bench, though. Like, I can't remember what I did for Art, because Synergy was a little weird between the new and the old items. It was a really tightrope balance I had to find there to make it work. Speaking of Art and pre-combos, I also have my Sculptor Peter here. That's another one I kind of half regret getting. It's not the greatest pre-combo outside of Art. 50 base HP, not that high. 17 attack starting is pretty good, and he does have 9 craze. The shield, though, can only go to Family Guy cards, so this is mostly for Family Guy Siege or during Art. Besides that, it's usually on the bench. I do have 2 quad fuse ski masks here. Once again, don't have the watts, otherwise that would be maxed out. But yeah, that's a great one for Disguised, because it can make the robot fry. I have my Slewback here. That's a really good one for defense for during Drunk. You got the gas, the payback, and a crap ton of HP. I have my Snot Rocket. This was the first place prize for Rumble during the Fighter Rumble, because Wog won that Rumble too, so that was the prize there. Never got around to maxing it out, but it's quad fused, it's research, I can use it, I just have to max it out at some point. I do have 2 Steve Smiths here that are quad maxed out though, so once again, not bad for Disguised. Or not bad for American Dad, but also not bad for Disguise because I can't make Boy Witch. The problem with Steve, though, his synergy is all over the place, so I did make him quad and maxed him out, but I don't think I've ever actually used him, so there was probably other things I should have invested the watts in at the time. But he's there. If they ever add support for him, or if I ever find a good use for him, I have the option. I have Teddy's Pigeons here, so these are the only epic cards in my inventory. I only have 2 epic cards total, and this is it. These 2 epic pre-combos, because during Animal, they're not bad on defense. 50 HP plus the 10 wall, the cripple all, and that 10 recover. Not a bad way to go in a defense deck, so that's why I hold on to those 2. Next up is my Time for Hard Liquor pre-combo. Pretty good during Drunk, makes a nice little tank there, 55 HP. It also motivates, cripples all, and crazes, so not a bad one by any means. I also have, coming up next here, my 2 quad fused Tinas. Fun fact, I used to have 4 quad fused Tinas, but back during the Fighter Rumble, I was desperately hurting for watts to finish out that deck, and I recycled 2 quad fused maxed out Tinas I had made for those watts. Much to the chagrin of I Am Here for the Win, who never lets me forget it. But you know what? We ended up winning that Rumble, so you know what? I am fine with that sacrifice, so screw you, I am here for the win. Next up, I have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 quad fuse maxed out Tom Landry middle schools. I have been hoarding those cards for a while, and now that Educated has rolled back around, I'm going to have some fun with them. As far as Educated items go, it is an OG one, but it is pretty good for attack. You can make some really good combos with it. Like, for example, back with Tina over here. Ooh, way too far. Not Steve. With Tina, you can make Bad Tina, which is a really good Educated combo. You can also make some really good ones with Chris, makes Freshman Chris if you want to have a good kind of tanky card, so you have options. Next up, I got 3 Turn-In Jeffs here. You saw good use of these during my music deck last time around for that Rumble, so I had a lot of fun with that. One of the best, if not the best, item for attacking for music because of that stat there at 20, and it has jab to break through walls. Next up, I got my Viking Peters here, my 2 quad fused Viking Peters. Those are usually really good on Family Guy and on Drunk. I occasionally will run them on defense for the bodyguard and punch and stuff, but at 51 HP, they're not the tankiest, so sometimes they sit on the bench. I do have 2 welcome mojitos as well. You saw some use of those during my drunk rumble as well, when I was running that Jose Servo army with my benders there. I have my quad fuse maxed out Wild Brian that I got from those retarded chance packs. Once again, I would not recommend ever pulling from those if Kong ever brings those back, because they are a complete scam. But I did get the Wild Brian and I have been getting use out of him. But yeah, I don't think it was worth what I put into it to get him. And the last of my maxed out legendaries here is 2 Witches costumes, which come in clutch during disguise. They make some fantastic combos. Not to mention, pretty tanky with the 10 wall there on top of its HP. The HP is not that great, but with the wall it kind of balances a bit. It's got a good attack stat, and it does heal to disguised as well. That does it for all of my quad fuse maxed out legends. Now let's go ahead and take a look at all the ones that are not quad fused. So this is everything else that I have. I have a single fuse of an Antichrist. I have a single Bazonga. The reason I'm keeping that Bazonga one is because it is one of the arm cards you can get from the stone poles, and Bazonga Bazooka is actually a really good arm card to have, so if I can get some more made by the time arm rolls around next for the BGE, I will be happy. I have a brew beer. Once again, I can't remember where I got that. I think I got it from stone poles. If I did, it's always good to have new drunk. I didn't buy any of the new drunk this last time around, so if I can get some quad fuses of the new drunks, I'd be happy. I have a couple buzzsaws here, so I could make a dual fuse of that. I'm hoping I can get a few more to get a quad fuse of it, because like I said, it's a great item to run on defense for art, and I only have one, so I would like to get more. I do have a dual fuse of the Candy Cane gun here, so holding on to that, if I get some more from stone poles, I can have another newer armed item. Cat guards, I got one from, I honestly can't remember where I got that from, but I have one, holding on to it because if I can get more to get the quad fuse, it is one of the better items to have 4 armed when it rolls back around again if I can get that quad. I am 1 away from another quad fuse of another cat launcher here, so we are saving those for that. Cock gun, I can make a dual fuse of it, and I believe this card is in stone pole, so I might be able to get a quad at some point. Same with Deers with Guns, another good item for armed, so I think those are in stone pole, so I'm saving that in case I can get that. I might be wrong though, that might not be in stone poles, that might have been from a golden turd pack. I honestly don't remember where I got most of these from. Knowing I'm holding on to, I only have the one, but he makes some pretty good disguise combos. I think that's one of the only ones that can make Cute Witch of the North with Amy, if I'm not mistaken. So, saving that, hopefully I can get quad fuse of that by the time disguise rolls around. Fart School for the Gifted, I think I pulled that from a Nixon pack a while back, because I did used to have 2 quad fuse maxed out Fart School for the Gifted, never really ran them. They, you can run them on defense because they have a lot of HP, but they have like no attack and their combos weren't that great, so I just recycled those. No regrets about that. But yeah, I do have a single one here. I honestly might end up recycling this just for the watts, because I don't really need it. Golf Ball Escape I got from a super epic pack, and this is the only legendary vehicle card in the game, so I really wish I had the quad fuse of it, because you can do some really fun combos with vehicle cards, and quad fuse of this would be fun just to run in a random deck just to have some fun with. And the maxed out version of this actually isn't too bad. Check this out. The maxed out version of this is actually pretty tanky. It's got 59 HP and it's got a crap ton of leech. The attack's not so great starting out, but it does have craze so it can build. But it does make some pretty fun combos, so would not mind getting the quad fuse of that. Problem is though, I think it was only ever in a few boxes way early on in the game. As far as I know, they haven't re-released it ever since, or if they did, it was a while back, like way long ago. So yeah, kind of bummed. Only way I'm ever probably going to really get that is if I got super lucky on super epic packs, and RNG is never really kind to me on those. Other one here is Half Dog Gene. I have the single pre-combo of that. I think I got that from Golden Turd pulls when I did a disguise pull at one point. He's the only one I have. Honestly, I don't think I will ever be pulling from the Golden Turds again for Disguise because I have a pretty good Disguise deck. And I don't think I'd ever buy the box because I don't really need any more Disguise, so I'll probably never be finishing this one out, but he is a really good pre-combo, so I kept him just in case. As you can see here for Hatchet Boomhauer, I am 1 away from another quad fuse of him, so even though he usually sits on the bench unless it's armed, I keep him because I'm 1 away from a quad. And as you can see here for Horse Camp, I actually can make a quad fuse of it. I can actually make a... I already have a single fuse there, so I'm 1 away from being able to make a quad there on top of my single fuse. So if I get one more, I'd have a single fuse and a quad fuse of it, which will come in handy because, like I said, athletic is my weakest. I do have a single Iraq Lobster. Even though I do have a full animal deck, getting more of him quadded for offense would be good to replace some of those knife-wielding seals, as they are more defensive than offensive, so I'm saving him because that is from the stone pulls, I believe. For music, I do have enough to make a quad fuse of the K-pop video, so I can do that at some point. I can also make a dual fuse of it. I do have a single Katana Trisha Takanawa that I got from Golden Turnpoles. She is a pretty good item to have for armed. They actually, as far as I know, never released her in any of the boxes when they gave the new card. She was only available through, I think, the Golden Turnpoles and like a super epic pack, so yeah. Not sure if I will ever finish her out, but she's there, I have her. I do have enough Klauses here to make another quad fuse Klaus, as well as a single fuse of him, but like I said, I don't even use the one I have, so he's way low on my list of things to quad out. Lightspeed Briefs, I do have two of these to make a dual fuse. Another fun story, I believe I actually did used to have two of these before from Golden Turnpoles, ended up recycling them because I was figuring I was never going to pull from them again, and I was never going to need to really pull a disguise box to get anything else, so I recycled them, and sure enough, wouldn't you know it, regular ass stone poles, I think, gave me these, so joke's on me, I could have had a quad fuse. Next up, I'm one away from another quad Mr. Frond here, so that'll be another good one to have for Educated if I can get another one from that. I'm not actively pulling though for Golden Turds or anything like that, so who knows if or when I'll ever get that. If you look here though, I do have enough Peters here to make one more quad fuse there. I think we said I had 8 of them, so this would be quad fuse number 9, I believe. So holding on to that just because I like having a lot of Peters there from my family guy. Speaking of my armies, I still have some more fries I'm working on as well. Here's one more quad I can make there, and I have 3 here, so if I get another fry, that would be 2 quads I could make. That would be probably all I would do for fry. If I get one more fry, I'm calling it quits at that for fries. I will be recycling any more fries I get after that, because what do I have? I think I have 6 quad fuses now. If I draw one more, that would be 8. I think 8 quad fuse of a character is enough. I'm one away from another quad fuse push-up, so really looking forward to hopefully getting that from a stone pull, because like I said, my athletic deck is trash. I have a single queen of Casteros. Don't know if I will ever get any more of her, because I don't think she was in stone pulls. I think I got her from some random deal or something I did back when I was still spending during Animal. Kept her because she is probably the best defensive item, or she's up there with knife wielding still. She's one of the best defensive items for Animal. So I kept her in case I ever got more to get the quad, but she's probably just going to sit there and not ever become anything. Reflections, I have a single fuse of that. I've had a single fuse of that for, God, probably like at least a year now I've had this, and it just hasn't gone anywhere, so it's probably going to remain a single too. I don't ever see myself drawing the other reflections I need. If I do though, I can always quad it then. I am one away from being able to make another quad fuse Roger, and I do have enough to make a single fuse of a Roger's Closet there. I'm one away from another quad fuse Ski Mask, so that's going to be really good to support my disguise deck even more. I have a single softball player Jerome. I think I used to have at least one more of him, but I think I recycled it, which was a really bad call on my part, because he's actually a really good item to have for not just Family Guy, but for athletics, so bad me. So I'm holding on to him this time. Hopefully I can get some more from him. I don't even know if he's in stone pulls. I really hope he is, because I want to get a quad fuse, but holding on to it for that. I do have a single fuse of Sports Spot 5000, so maybe I can get a good athletic deck for that. If I can get some more Sports Spots to quad fuse that up, we'll see. I do have a few Stan's Haunted Houses here. I don't even remember where I got these from, but holding on to them, because if I can get some more to get a quad fuse, it'd be nice to have a quad fuse of that for disguise. Not to mention, it's kind of a unique card. I haven't really seen too many Stan's Haunted Houses anywhere, so keeping it for the nostalgic reasons for that. I have a single terrestrial cycling, so that's just kind of sitting there until I can do something with it. I can make a dual fuse of the Stingers, so I mean, it's something for athletic. Don't really have enough to run a full deck of it though, so once that rolls around, I'm gonna have to figure something out. I do have another Tom Landry, just a single one that I got here. Honestly, I don't know if I need any more, so I might recycle that, I might keep it. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do with that. I do have my single fuse here of the wine bucket that was a Rumble reward from the Drunk Rumble. Unfortunately, we came in second place that Rumble, so only got this dual fuse there instead of the quad. Keeping it because, like I said, I didn't have any of the new Drunk cards, so if I can somehow get my hands on 2 more of them to make the quad, it's a quad fuse new Drunk card. And I also have my wireless audio transmitters, where I am one away from the quad. I really want to get that quad. This is a fantastic fantastic freaking card. This is the only Legendary Toys card, and it makes some great, really fun combos. It makes a fantastic combo with Leela, has one of the highest craze values in the game naturally. I think she has like 25 craze on that combo. It's ridiculous. Makes a great combo with Bill if you ever need like a great universal healer. He has like a ridiculous heal all stat with this combo of like I think 25 heal all or some crazy shit like that. And he also has like I think shield all too, so it is just freaking crazy the combos you can make with this. It also makes I think this makes SWAT Bob too with your Mythic Bobs, which has like 30 something heal to 1 card. It's just ridiculous, and I really want that quad. If anyone from Kong is watching, if you can maybe set a pity timer for me on a super epic pack so I can get that last pull, would be much appreciated. Alright, and I also have 3 witch costumes here, so 1 more gives me another quad of that. And my last card here would be my single fuse, my Wozniak Nerd Academy. So used that a lot during the last time Educated was around because I didn't have a full Educated deck. I do have more Educated cards now though, so it's kind of just sitting on the bench here until it ever gets finished into a quad, if ever. That's it for all of my cards besides the Mythics. Let's take a look at my Mythic inventory now. So I do have my Mythic Bob. He is at level 7. I do have my Mythic Leela, who is at single fused level 6. And fun fact about her being that high, if you look here for what it takes to upgrade her, it costs 350 of the fragments here to actually get that upgrade. So my next Mythic pull, you only get 250 fragments for 1,000 stones. So if I happen to get Leela, it actually will not give me enough to even level her. So she is finally getting to that point where it's a little crazy. My Luis here is at level 7. I do have Peggy, she's my next highest behind Leela at dual fused level 3 there. I have my Mythic Stan at level 7, and then I have my Mythic Stewie here at dual fused level 1. That's it for my Mythics. Those are all the Mythics I have. I do not have any of the other ones, unfortunately. And that was my complete inventory. As promised, now we're going to do the pulls for this video. As you can see here, I did save up to 30,000 challenge Wonder Wharf tokens here, so we are going to be opening some hero token crates first, and I also saved enough to do another 30,000 pull for some super epic packs after, so keep watching for those. But yeah, I want to take a quick moment to just kind of talk about my future plans for the channel. As I mentioned earlier, I still can't believe that we've hit this amazing milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Like, that just blows my mind. I could not have done it without each and every single one of you guys. I want you to know how much I really appreciate all of you. I read every single one of your comments. I try to respond to as many of them as I can. I think I've been pretty good about hitting almost all of them. I might miss some here or there, so if I have ever missed a comment of yours, I apologize. I am human, I can only do so much. But yeah, I really do enjoy engaging with you guys, and it's just been a privilege to be able to do this, to make these videos. But yeah, I want to talk a bit more about the future of the channel. I do still plan to make animation throwdown videos and keep going with this game for as long as I can, but I do want to start expanding out a bit more too. I do want to maybe start adding some other videos for some other games maybe in there, so if anybody has a particular game that they want to see some gameplay for or some similar series for, go ahead and let me know down in the comments section. As of right now, my only requirements for that would be I usually record on my computer. I play through Steam, so preferably a game that is on Steam would be preferred, just so that works with my current setup. If there is a game that you want to see played on a console, I do have a PlayStation 4, so I'm not against making videos for that. I just have to find a way to get that done, because I do not currently own HDR to record the gameplay, so I would have to go out and buy one of those at some point when I'm able to afford it. I do know the PlayStation does allow you to technically record within the system. However, I've messed around with that a bit, and it's not always the highest of quality, so I would rather, if I'm going to do that, do it right and get the highest quality content I can for you guys. So I'm not against it, but that might take a bit longer to get started on that. Either way though, whether you want to see me do a PS4 game or if there's another game on Steam you want to see me play, go ahead and let me know in the comments section. Maybe I'll get a few together, put together a poll, and we'll decide from that. But yeah, I also was thinking of maybe doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke run. If those not familiar with that, it's a way where you can play Pokemon, the old school Game Boy games, and it's a way you can lose the game. There is a way to lose it, so if you're familiar with what those are and want to see me do that, let me know. Or if you're not familiar with what it is, go ahead and Google it, see if it sounds like something you would like, and let me know in the comments section, because I do have I Am Here for the Win on board with doing maybe a dual gameplay one of that with me, if you guys want to see that. So just go ahead and let me know. Other than that, I do still have plans to start doing Street Magic again on the channel. I just have to get around to finding the time to get out and do that. It's been rough keeping up with what I currently do with my job, because I work odd hours. So I'm going to keep doing what I can for that, and I'm going to try to find a way to work that in as well, because originally this channel, before it was anything gaming, was Street Magic, and I do want to bring that back again to the channel. So look forward to that at some point. I need to partner up with my camera guy, incidentally, who is I Am Here for the Win, so I need to partner up with him and figure that out and get the ball rolling on that to bring you guys some awesome videos for that as well. But yeah, don't fret, I'm still going to be doing animation throwdown videos, not planning on going anywhere with that. I do just want to expand the channel out to a bit more stuff though, so that we can maybe draw in some more audiences and get that subscriber count going even higher, because like I said, I'm amazed we hit 1,000, and my next goal is 10,000 if we can hit that. So here's to climbing even greater and higher heights. I honestly could not have done it without you guys. You are amazing. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, for those who didn't know, you can definitely follow me on my Facebook. It's facebook.com/MagicianJaso. Feel free to engage with me on there too, because like I said, I'm only human. Sometimes I miss comments. If you ever want to talk to me, you can go ahead and write on my wall on the page there. I also post updates about videos on there as well as some other fun stuff about the game, and I plan to try to post to that a bit more about just things in general to do with the channel. Could be announcements, could be other fun stuff. I might do little snippets of magic tricks if I can't do full videos. I don't know, I'm still experimenting with it, I'm still having fun with it, but feel free to hop on there and engage on there with me if you want to. Like I said, it's facebook.com/MagicianJaso if you want to add me on there as well. But yeah, that's kind of the direction I want to take the channel in, and I think it's going to be really fun. Looking forward to making that work and bringing you guys some more fantastic, awesome content. And it looks like we're finishing up the last of the pulls here. We did some super epic packs, we did hero token ones, and I even had some legendary stones here as well. Alright, and time to end this special video on a very special note. I have enough stones here to do a single mythic pull, so let's go ahead and do it. Hopefully it doesn't give me Leela, because that would suck. Alright, we got Stewie, so we actually got something that we can level up. If it gave me that Leela, we would not have been able to level that. So let's go ahead and we're going to level up Stewie right now. So here we are, we got the Stewie right here, enough fragments to level him up once, pay those coins, pay them fees. Looks like he's going to be gaining quite a bit of health there. He's jumping up from 54 to 57 HP, so that's actually a pretty nice buff he's getting there, making him a little tanky. And I just wanted to say thank you guys one more time. You really are the best fans. I really appreciate every single one of you so much. Your feedback, your support, it all means the world to me. There is a Rumble going on right now, so expect some Rumble gameplay coming out soon, and the box review will be out soon as well. Thanks again, guys.